because this makes me experience an emotion. That did the job. It did the job. At least for me, it did the job. I don't know what words to use. It's perfect. Satisfied. From the Warning's new album, Keep Me Fed. Official lyrics video, first time reaction. Expectations are futile, so I'll just go right into it. Right after I warn you that I'm going to be pausing. And there's a thunderstorm nearby, so if you hear a rumbling, now you know why. Right, 3, 2, 1, go. Is that the bass? And every time I do that, every time. Again. Such an interesting sound. Okay. I mean, that sounded pretty great. And now, as is customary, I will go over what they said again, and then I will hear it again. I think we can do that here. And yeah, I know that the lyrics are here, but I find this easier. Okay, so the song is called Satisfied, and it starts with, you can take all that you want, but it will never be enough. So basically they're saying that people are just not satisfied. Cut me open, pay attention on display. There's a comma here. Bleeding rust. Why rust? Like a machine? Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably what I would have intuitively assumed would be what the song is about, but I did not want to do that because it's futile. It don't work. But basically that's singing about people who are just never satisfied. That's why it says cut me open, pay attention on display, and bleeding rust. And bleeding rust goes back to like a machine, I think. So basically that means take everything. And then I will complete, I will obey, I will perfect means I will keep trying to satisfy you. My every move, my every word till there's nothing left. Nothing left. So yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty clear. But then they come in with a chorus. Can't keep hating you. It's draining. Please don't say it. That sounds like this is the state of being. And this part is, I'm tired of this already. So would I don't care here mean that they're not satisfied? Like say if somebody does something and you look at it and you're like, I don't care about that. That's because you're not satisfied. Oh. Well, let's hear it again. The musical bits were very nice as well. I think there was the distortion on the bass. I don't know much about music, but that was very interesting. And the drums, of course. That was the pre-chorus. Yeah, that one, I really like that one. The guitar bits really go well with the singing. And the singing, again, gives a sense of the mental state that I'm expecting from those words, which is a really neat touch. So good. Sounds like someone who is exactly until there's nothing of me left. Sounds like someone who's being ground down, as I said, who's just going. And here comes this. That pulse. sounds great. Like it went up as a chorus supposed to. It's supposed to be the part that stands out the most, so you can keep playing it on loop. I am extra impressed by the expressiveness of the singing there. When I read it, Can't Keep Hating You, it's draining. It sounds like someone who's starting to think, maybe that's not worth my energy. But the way she sings it sounds like someone who actually cares. I mean, this is already great. Let's find out what happens next. And now the sound goes down again. I like how they bring it up instrumentally for the chorus. But it's groovy. Did I hear that right? Somebody screamed, didn't they? But I hope somebody screamed, otherwise I'm losing my marbles. I lost all my thoughts. And if we go down and check the lyrics, in verse 2, it does sound like it's someone who actually genuinely cares about all this, like the satisfaction of others. And I think that's very, maybe not even modern thing. I'm not sure if it was the case in the past, but I'm sure you have seen it yourself. A lot of people who, like content creators, who cater to a specific audience and they try really hard to satisfy them because they feel like, I don't know what they feel. Like they have to. Maybe they feel like their survival in this modern world is contingent on that because we evolved in tribes, so they feel like they have to appease the tribe so that they don't get cast away and, die. Because a lone human in the past was a dead human. And the speaker in this song is perhaps someone who is experiencing that and they're on the verge of crumbling and they're just trying really hard to keep it together. That's great to know. It's really good, but I'm blown away by the music, but not just the music, the combination of everything. When they do the verses, they're quiet, which kind of indicates to me desperation. And then in the pre-chorus, it's a bit more, it's still desperation, but louder desperation. Like someone who is getting fed up with it and finding it very difficult to deal with the current situation, but feels like they have to. And then that climax is in the chorus where it just explodes in a final state of desperation. That's all I'm seeing here. Desperation, more desperation, even more despair. And it sounds so good. You bet we're hearing it again. I should also mention, listening to this makes me sad for the person. I'll say it again. The expressiveness in the singing is so high. It sounds good. The song sounds really good, but I am sad. I guess some songs are sad. Okay, let's hear this again, see if I missed something, and then we can see how it ends. I'm excited. Yes. Okay, 3 things. Hopefully I don't forget any of them. The scream is real and it's great addition. That's like when you're losing it and you just have to scream, except she actually does it. It's the right kind of embellishment that adds to the feeling of the song, and I love it in a very, very sad way because this makes me experience an emotion. Second thing, please don't say it. I don't care is such an easy lie, is such an easy lie. I like 2 things about this. First, when they say I don't care is such an easy lie, that's because if the person doesn't care, then they wouldn't engage with whatever it is that the speaker is doing, that they're, giving. Piece by piece you take. So there's something that's being taken, and you wouldn't just take it if you don't care. But she also says it's such an easy lie twice. like she's repeating it for herself because she wants to believe it. Like it's a lie. They actually don't care. But if she says it twice, then maybe she doesn't believe it. She just really wants to. And the third thing that I wanted to say was something's about to pick up. The sounds after this chorus are different. So I'm gonna go back a little bit and then we're gonna jump straight into the bridge. With the bridge, as far as that guy that so I watched the video where a guy explained basically how music structure works in songs with, you know, verses and then chorus and then bridges and whatnot. Like he said, the bridge is kind of like a palette cleanser, so it's usually something that's unlike the rest of the song. They give you something different from the rest of the song so that they can pique your interest again, and then they hit you again with the chorus. That's generally how it goes with bridges. That's why I have found, ever since I watched that video that explained this, the bridge is the part of the song that I probably look forward to the most, because I'm just excited to see how the artist decided to do that. Okay, so we're starting somewhere. I don't know where I clicked, somewhere in the chorus, because I want to see the transition from the chorus end to the beginning of the bridge. What was that? Like, Grimnir's beer, that was perfect. I don't know how she touched that instrument to make it make those sounds, but in my mental image that I have of the speaker, this is exactly the internal state that I expect them to be in. That I don't know what words to use. It's perfect. I am very much satisfied. Okay, so the bridge. Oh my God. The bridge was very simple. You can take all you want, but it will never be enough. I think they already sang that somewhere. Yeah, it's the very first line. But the bridge didn't need to do anything because that solo there, or whatever it was, the way she made that instrument, I think that was the guitar, it has to be the guitar. The way she made it make sounds, that did the job. It did the job. At least for me, it did the job. And then they extended the chorus a little bit. Can't keep hating you, it's draining, please don't say it. I don't care, it's such an easy lie, such an easy lie. And then they added those 3 lines. So they say it 2 more times, which means, if I'm right, and this is supposed to mean that the speaker is repeating it to try and make herself believe it, then that's even more sad. And then she asks again, are you satisfied? Wow, what a song. Alright, let me tell you, the way that I decided to do the reactions, because I wanted to react to all the new songs, I started with 6 Feet Deep because I'd heard the teaser, so that will be the one that I have heard the most out of. And then after that, I thought I'll start with the ones that I have the lowest expectations from, to the ones that I have the highest expectations from. Which is not, it wasn't so much about, oh, I have low expectations of this song. It was mostly about, I don't know anything about this song, but I've heard some stuff in interviews about the other songs. They got a bit more hype. But whatever the case, I thought, okay, Satisfied, that's probably kind of, simple. And I love this song. If the others actually do get better, I cannot imagine that. This is really good. I feel like I say that in every video that I make, that I react to songs by The Warning, but they have again taken what they wanted to express and they have expressed it in such a good way. Let's hear the bridge again, or the part before the bridge, where she makes the sounds. The sounds are so good. Sounds like someone who is falling apart. To me, anyway. I'd like to see the tabs for this song. What exactly is happening there? Yes, quite. The way she goes up there and holds the notes as well at the end, on the extra It's Such an Easy Lie, just sells it even more. Oof. I will go back and check the 3 choruses because I've done it in the past 2 videos. And I found some interesting things. Now I didn't immediately notice anything in the choruses themselves, but I'll check it anyway and we'll see if I find something. Oh, the pre-chorus is so good as well though. Just sing this like a machine I will complete. I can hear her voice. So good. It's like half of what I say in these videos. So the first one should be the normal one, right? And then the other ones maybe change something up. Okay, now let's see if they changed anything up for the second one. Of course, they had Scream. Although I'm not sure how much that did musically. It was mostly enhanced the spirit of the song. Other than that, it sounded the same. Maybe I missed something. I'm not a musician, so I could have missed something very obvious. But it sounded the same to me aside from the Scream. Now the third one obviously is different because it's longer. Okay, well let's hear it anyway. We might as well. Now they're going to it. And also, I'm not entirely sure how much they need to set it up exactly, because every time they cut the instrumentals and then they slam you with it, and it's also the loudest part of the song. But maybe I can show you. Can't hit. Okay, so just before that, they should do the singing, and then they stop for a second, and then they hit you. Singing, stop, slam. Okay, it is actually kind of different because here they started with drums, whereas they didn't do that on the last one for sure. there was the distorted whatever it was. This. And then drums. And then chorus. On the second one, scream and immediately going into it. Okay, so they did actually, I did miss it. So they sing, they're the scream, and then they immediately go into it. And on the third one is the one that I noticed, and I thought they were doing that on everyone, but it didn't. There is a pause in the before the first one. Maybe that's why I got confused. Whatever the case. So they sing here, and then they stop. I think there's some noises on the guitar. This, with the distortion. Oh, it sounds so good as well. So they sing, they do those noises a bit, and then there's silence for a second, and then it slams. But I think it just slams without the tup 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 drums. Stop. Yeah, no drums this time. On the first one they had the drums. Here they just slam it. Just send it immediately. Oh, what are people saying? I don't care, it's such an easy lie, it's an amazing lyric. Yeah. People who engage with something, they usually care. That's actually something that you can notice about yourselves as well, is if you're very upset about something and you think it's something you don't care about, if you're upset about it, you do care about it. Every time I listen to The Warning, they remind me that music is an art. Yes. This song is a masterpiece. Yes. Well, I suppose I can only say what I presume every other reactor has said because it's such an easy line. Yes. I am thoroughly satisfied. Now, if you don't mind me, I'll go listen to this song a few more times because it's an absolute banger, and then I'll get the video to you. Take care, have a good one.